we're coming for your neck right now, One Extra. I want to see what you've got. Because
But they could have put an E on the name or something.
Now, as you're probably already aware, Choice FM will now be rebranded Capital Extra, and there was a huge backlash from the community that grew up listening to Choice FM since its inception 24 years ago. But their 24-year legacy seems to have been undone within 24 hours. I've had tweets, emails, sound bites sent in of people wanting to have their say on the topic. So what does Choice FM's rebrand to Capital Extra actually mean? First and foremost, your initial thoughts when you found out the name change.
Madness. Fake copy.
That was my
I
fault.
thought it might be April Fools. Like it was just like a troll, like a little,
Very original.
you know.
Not. It's not original.
What was my reaction? A newspaper done this.
Similar to mine. I was like, oh, that took a while.
Yeah.
No, but it makes sense though. It makes sense to what they're trying to do. For when Capital own it now.
I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't think
No,
anyone knows what they're trying to do, and we won't know until about a year from today.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that they're trying to keep it all together, innit? So Capital owns it. We all know this, innit? So that's the little sideman station for Capital. Capital Extra. They play a couple black rhythms and they play dance tunes as well.
But
so
will they?
That's what I'm just saying what they would go with, and and what their reason is behind. They're saying nationally, Choice don't hold any weight, which is true.
I just thought it was an unoriginal name.
Oh yeah, the name's
Like,
swag.
it's just like you got to think a company, a company like that. It's just like they sit there and have planning meetings about these things for ages, and like I don't understand what was in that planning meeting, and they ended up coming out with Capital Extra.
Capital
But don't you
Plus?
think
Such an unoriginal
Capital
name.
Black.
Yeah.
what if they strategically made it Capital
Noir.
Extra?
Right, to piss off One Extra.
Yeah.
Capital Noir.
Because say for example, if they didn't make it Capital Extra, do you think we'd be talking about it now?
Yeah.
Do you think it would have had the
Yeah,
same
because-
heat about it?
Yeah, because they took Choice away. They took.
Yeah.
There was a stage.
Because
Not
that's the name thing.
Well, I think it's more to do with the name Capital than if you think about it in that sense, because if Choice has been removed, Capital's in it, and I think that in itself, besides the extra bit, is ultimately the icing on a cake that's been being baked for about a decade already. Do you know what I mean? That's all that really is.
But then can I ask a question then, yeah? Why is urban music always labelled as extra then?
because it's not mainstream.
Well, I think
Simple as that.
I think it's in the hand, like in this particular occasion, it's in the hands of people that are not really like.
Yeah.
It's not like if we all sat here and we made the decisions, we wouldn't have called it that. These guys don't give a fuck. They just look in a meeting, looking at graphs and shit, going,
cells
"Okay,
and things,
how can we make the most out of this?"
The bottom line on this whole thing is, if we want things to work, work for us, then we have to control them and own them. Once something gets sold, or even if it doesn't have to be sold, but it's just make it a joint venture. Don't just sell it. So you still have some control over the decisions. We can't be mad because these guys are just there in their meetings looking at graphs, man.
The mad thing about it is, you see, we say, oh, okay, how come, the labelling of urban music and stuff, but if you think about it on a grand scale, urban music or black music is the most influential genre ever.
Say it again.
Let's
From rock and roll.
Yeah,
Let's
we
go.
need
Let's
to
go.
stop
No,
marginalising
you know what?
that
As much
music,
as
yeah.
Bon Jovi and U2 and not Led Zeppelin not around anymore. All these classic iconic bands, they can tour for years upon years upon years. Put out an album, it will sell 30 million copies. I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
All of that. However, it is not an influential genre to a point where man are like, yo, I want to put on
It's not a lifestyle.
But it shots and MXP, and that's where the difference.
But so does country. So does country.
They have a loyal fan.
They have loyal fans.
Yeah.
So the reason when you go Radio on Weekend and it's not like it has to be, I don't know, Oasis, whoever the flips, and they're selling out whole arenas and tours because they got loyal fan bases. Like urban music, next year is the next thing. Like the same guys can't run for 10 years. Everyone's looking at it like, we've heard this, fam. Like,
But it's still the most
It is
influential.
influential, I understand,
But the reason is that's what counts in this day and age, because even though obviously, right, Garth Brooks got loyal fans, Leanne Rimes or whoever, they've all got loyal fans. But when do you even on mainstream, if you watch a TV show by Jimmy Carr, whoever, do you ever hear them talking about these magnificent, iconic artists? It's always, well, today Jonathan Ross, we got Tiny Temper and his mate in, and they got, you know what I'm saying to you, we run things, but yet still we're forever
It's a
short-changed.
younger. I think it's a younger.
We don't
it's a
get
young.
the.
But do you
It's
know
a
what?
younger genre.
Do you know why that is? Because we don't own anything. So when we don't own it, we don't control nothing.
Can't control nothing. That's why it's about the business of the sales.
A business like Choice and
Yeah.
then turn it into Capital Extra and then
Yeah.
take away everything it represented and turn it into
They own
something
it.
Capital
completely
is their
different.
number
'Cause
from their
exactly.
angle.
Capital
it's
is their number one
first,
priority,
and
yeah.
this is the extra bit.
Yeah.
From that angle, for us, it's the other way round. But you know, we're not the
And
ones.
it's gonna keep going that way until we wise up.
Yeah, because we shouldn't really be saying, oh, why is it labelled in this way? Why is it? Because it's our job to label, isn't it? Like, why are we always looking at someone else
To talk up the team and say
to give us
Right.
the manna from heaven, the blessings?
And on top of that,
from
we tend to
wherever.
really
Like-
spend so much time on this. How can you call it Capital Extra? Capital Extra? And we stay in this place, this
Yeah,
boring
moaning about
place,
that thing, yeah.
talking about the name, and everyone don't look at the elephant in the room, which is what does it actually mean?
The way Capital, I think, have dealt with the scenario in regards to the DJs and how, you know, they were dismissed from the station was cold. But as I said in my article, I wasn't surprised by it because they did exactly the same thing 10 years ago. And I think, you know, there's some people that either forgot about it or maybe knew about it and didn't really do nothing about it, and some people that didn't have a clue. But yeah, for me, it wasn't that big of a surprise.
What do we think about them changing their strapline to urban dance music? So
I don't know what is
what is urban dance? Does anyone know an urban dance record?
It's Dance Urban UK. Get it correct.
But what I will say, as someone who lives out, obviously I'm from London, but like I don't live there at the moment, and like I just come across those people everywhere. They're not really music fans. They don't really give a fuck. They just go to work, get pissed on the weekend.
Yeah, revolutions
Do you know what I mean? Someone
just
said
wanna
chicken
hear
and
some
chips,
tunes.
like, you know, whatever, or egg and chips people, yeah. And it's just like they're just there to consume. They like a bit of I like
Bit
a
of
bit,
everything.
I like a bit of Tiny Me.
Yeah.
I like a bit of what they only know Wiley. They all know like Wiley Heatwave.
Yeah.
You can't talk to them about step freestyles.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So it's just like there's so many of those people in the whole country. They are the great unwashed of the
But what-
country.
can I just say
we're
something?
like
Why-
such a minority.
Yeah, people love the music,
love
yeah.
that.
Can I say
It's such an
something?
easy model, urban and dance.
Why
Yeah.
do, not trying to be horrible,
Yeah.
but why does that group of people need to be catered for again?
Because they're the ones that
Again.
they're the ones that buy
It's
the
got
things.
so many of them.
But I'm saying they've got
They're the power.
The thing is,
There's
this
so
is
many of
this is
them.
the
I
thing
see
why
what you're
people
saying,
are
that's
upset. They have so many different outlets, right? In terms of black music, there's hardly anything, and I think that's why people were a little bit pissed off about the whole thing. Not to say that they didn't understand it in terms of a business sense, but in terms of what Choice FM actually represented and stood for, that's a major legacy. That's like UK history
sure. Yeah, of course.
right there. So when you see it slowly being torn apart, that's heartbreaking, man. I'm from Brixton,
Yeah.
so I remember when Choice
wasn't-
first came
yeah.
there, and I remember everything that
Yeah, I
that
grew up
station
listening
built.
to it.
So when people are upset, I don't think people should be like, "What are you upset for?" Blah blah blah, because I understand exactly where it comes from. When your platforms are torn away from you, you've got nothing. Remember, DJs come from that. Artists have come from that. Presenters have come from. These are people have, you know, built a career because of the fact that this establishment, if you like, was there. For me, as I said before, you know, as somebody who is a Brixtonite born and bred, you know, I feel like a touch of nostalgia there, and it makes me really sad that a black business, and there aren't that many around, especially in the UK, that kind of started something where we've seen a lot of people being inspired, a lot of, you know, DJs, presenters, a lot of music artists who have had Choice FM very much prevalent and helped them within their careers. I feel like the demise of that is really, really sad, and it would have been nice to see this station actually take certain genres which they've now gotten rid of to a national level to kind of introduce it to a whole new demographic, if you like. But I understand totally that for them this is now a new business and it's totally away from what Choice FM was.
Choice to me is a blueprint, not something that we should just be hanging on to and like just be grateful for. But why are we, you know, just so grateful for so little? Why can't we say, okay,
this is
Mr.
a-
Patrick
yeah.
Berry, Mr. Neil Kenlock, how did you do that?
So why-
Show me.
this is the
I'll
thing,
repeat
yeah.
that and I'll do it again, and you lot put your
But
money
why
together
have we not
and
learned
do
from
that.
that? Because like, how long has Choice been running for now? 23 years. And in the 23 years, we haven't had several, you know, black-owned businesses kind of within the industry kind of just pop off like one by one. Again, we had something that you know, is given to the masses who don't really need another platform to listen to music. They've got
But
everything
they're just
else.
there to consume.
Yeah, because they buy stuff and they go. And they
So
go
which is why I
get the
kind
money.
of have to ask.
It's
Capital,
advertising revenue. It's all about advertising revenue.
So
Of course,
why
they're a
do- why you
commercial
do- you've got-
They're trying to get as many listeners as they can on that station, and they're doing it in obviously a way by incorporating more dance DJs onto the station than they previously had before, and filtering it in with little pockets of urban music here and there. Now you got to think why. Advertising revenue, Global, the company that own Capital, are looking for advertising revenue. Now you've got advertisers coming in on Choice, patty organisations, you know, bone marrow donations. Those type of adverts coming in. They're probably, I don't know, not making as much money as they could before. However, now they've got Dance Urban UK, and the audience is shifting. More advertisers are going to come in and be able to sell their products effectively on that station.
There's this other aspect as well, this kind of like community aspect that we haven't kind of looked at in terms of like, you know, the advertisers that they're going to be getting in, like, you know, now that Choice no longer,
no patty adverts,
no longer,
hats.
but even like, you know, things like I was talking to somebody who's not here today about bone marrow and giving blood and everything. Obviously, you know, there's a real kind of issue with giving blood, especially
That used
within
to
the
be on
black
Choice
community.
Hard,
That used
yeah.
to be on Choice Hard. Our Capital Extra, are they going to continue to
definitely
support
not.
those kind of things like that? And then that's what I'm saying. That's the danger of losing a business like
Just-
Which
this.
is why
just
it's
out
even
of-
more important that there are more platforms
Exactly.
that are created, because it's like talking to two different groups of people, because you can talk to the consumer and about, you know, what they want and how they want to listen to music and all of that, but then I think we have to look within the industry, you know what I mean, and where is the talent within the industry to now take advantage of these advertisers who need a place to advertise.
Yeah.
That to me, that's business you want to be thinking now, and for some reason we don't tend to think like that.
Yeah.
Don't- and
Just out of interest, so can I cut you off? Who was the person you was talking about who the bone marrow thing?
Do I have to say it?
Yeah.
Kojo.
Yeah, but the reason why I'm saying that is because we invited him to come down
Oh, right,
today,
okay.
and he was gonna come, but he didn't end up coming. So
No, it's cool. I don't
just
think
wanted to
he'll
put
mind
that
me
out there.
saying
Yeah,
that.
who's gonna be listening to Capital Extra now that you know it's a dance urban UK
I don't
spotlight?
listen to any of these.
I never listened to it before.
Yeah, like I said, you know, we understand it's the institution and it's got culture and it's a blueprint and all the rest of it, but because it's made such a transition through the years and become less and less about who we are, and it's kind of washed the identity it once was. It's like not a lot of people give a shit anymore. You know what I mean? I stopped listening to Choice FM a very long time ago. I was listening to Choice FM when I was putting in TDK 90 tapes, putting out bits of card and paper on the top tab and recording my favourite tunes. And on both side A and B, I had all my favourite tunes with a little bit of presenting and talking, because I was crap like that. But in terms of now, the rebranding, oh man, it definitely water washes some sort of blueprint and identity that we once had, because Choice FM represented, you know, a culture and, you know, a lot more to it than just black music that they played on there, you know. But, you know, it's a business and people move with the times and people want to kind of be out of the old and in with the new. But I'm definitely siding with the people that are standing on the sideline who feel a bit hurt and disrespected and a bit shut up on and all the rest of it.
If I turn it on and it happens to be on Choice and they're playing a song that I like, I'll keep it on there. If the next tune is whack, boop, instantly turn it over. And I don't even hang on for like a
But that's
couple of
another
seconds
thing, though,
to hear the
because-
next tune. I'm not interested because I feel like this is what you're going to play for the rest of the time that I'm in my car and I need to drive
But that's
properly straight. Yeah.
But that's us as the consumer anyway. People like, once you don't hear something or don't like something, I want you something, an advert comes on, I'll change the next channel anyway. Like, it's like, is that of everything? Like you're saying, we got too many options as it is.
And that's what I was going to say. We're in a time now where I think people, you know, you got the whole TV and on demand and listen on demand and stuff like that. And I think you kind of, we've got to, I know for myself, in the mornings, whereas back in the day I'd put it on Choice and I'd
Make
be
sure,
happy
yeah.
to be all live in the morning. Now I'm getting older, I want my green tea, I want a bit of LBC, you know what I mean? I want to keep it cool. Later on, like today, Sunday, I know I'm going to be listening to Heart FM this evening.
Oh my God,
Do you get
on a
what I
Friday
mean?
night, that's
so
me.
it's like,
Heart FM.
I think the way that we listen, and when I say we, I mean those who grew up with Choice from a very young age, even how we listen to you know, how we listen to radio, and our lifestyles have changed. Even if Choice was exactly the same as it always was, would we?
No,
really
and that's the thing. They've probably done a lot of research. They've probably done a lot of research into that and thought, well, okay, the core audience has grown up, less of them into it. Well, who can we target
next?
You know, I think I don't think it's that much of a bad thing. I think that we need to find, because really and truly, the next question is what is going to be the online. You know how Radio 1 A-List dictates. What's going to be the online platform that dictates?
The sales
it's the zeitgeist, or whatever. That's what we should be looking to control.
Feeding London,
really.
I reckon.
So with the name change, where do you think this leaves a station like One Extra?
They must be pissed.
They're the same.
And he's the antagonist in that.
You know what's
Do you know what I feel about the name change as well? I feel like they're like, you know what, we're coming for One Extra
Trolling.
neck right now
There's a
because
bit
they've
of
got another DJ right there who used to be on that station who's now at Choice.
I don't think it's
West-
that smart.
So
I think
I
it's just
feel
a big
like,
name.
and he's got a huge fan base. For them to get him is a major
Do you think it is a
thing.
One DJ though.
They got Westwood, and you're right.
It's Westwood. He's
Yeah.
massive. Like, do
No,
you know
I
how much
hate-
people
no,
are gonna
obviously.
come to Choice FM that used to go to One Extra now?
Oh, and don't
That's
forget
not-
now it's national as well.
Yeah,
so
and I
it's the
feel
same.
like
And they put him on the same
I
time.
feel like I might be wrong. I feel like Westwood probably knew that Choice was going to go national because I don't think he would have agreed to join that
Obviously,
station.
they would have said they would have
unless-
slowed down and said, "Well,
if that was the case. So I feel like in terms of business, that's a great move. And they're like, we're coming for your neck right now, One Extra. I want to see what you've got. Because
But they
we're
could have
changing
put
up
an
the
E on the
thing.
name or something.
I think that's what's caused the most controversy out of everything.
They didn't give a
But
shit.
that's what I'm saying. They're like, we don't respect you at all.
But
To
they
the
have
point where
to-
we
to
will
be
actually take the extra from your logo and we'll put it on ours. And we're going to see what's going to happen today.
But don't forget, Radio 1 Extra is off Radio 1, and like you said, Radio 1 is the father for everything. So really, no one is the capital trying to hear what's the next thing. No one gives a shit. So maybe that power won't trickle down to Capital
That's
Extra.
what I'm saying, we have to see. But I'm just saying, in terms of them as a company, I feel like that's the message.
Yeah, they're
that's
trying
sent
to,
into
but
them.
that means they're gonna
But
have to
we will
sort out Capital.
see in a year's time whether or not this message is actually going to translate
Right one.
because the fans will determine that.
They'd have to sort out Capital first, though, I think. Well, to be fair, with the Capital Extra thing, I really don't care. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I understand about the Choice, like they're taking it away, but to me, Choice already went a long time ago in terms of what it used to be. So I just feel like it's a name change with the same people on it, and they're trying to brand it towards the station that owns it, which makes sense. Because if they're going nationally, it don't really make a difference to me. I feel like the same type of music is going to be played on there, and the same type of DJs and the same type of control. So I just think they took the piss with the X. That's it.
We put some tweets out on the Jump Off Twitter to get people like talking about what they think and what questions they want asking. I'm just gonna
Did they ask about me?
go through a few of them. I think your name got mentioned quite a few times. Yeah.
Oh, you must enjoy
But
it.
so this one guy, Renako, he's asking, how authentically does any mainstream modern radio station support genuine urban music versus urban/dance?
Yeah. So this is what we question.
Urban shit is.
No, but what's genuine urban music in it? Music and music star, to be fair. Like, I hear what you're saying, like, but it's what's popular and what people want to hear. Like,
I think One Extra Specialist is not too bad at doing it. I think because they get stuff early. I think
They get a lot of stuff
Rinse
direct.
FM and One Extra Specialist, some Radio 1 Specialist stuff.
They get a lot of direct from artists.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's not like they don't base it on playlists. Like I said, I can send my music to most, well, rather like 80% of the DJs at One Extra, the specialist ones if it's for them, and they'll play it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much direct as you can kind of get. You know what I'm saying? I can't really say that with Choice Noir, whatever it's called. I can't really say that with that. So I guess you should have talked to them about that. That's called Capital Noir. It sounds kind of cold.
So
But
it's a cup of coffee, man.
yeah, man.
So we were talking about Choice FM Rebirth, and this one person, Real Versatile, said Rebirth, LOL, more like death. So my question is, why are people supporting this?
Why aren't they?
Why are they?
Who's supporting it?
Who's supporting it?
No, I just think it's no one's really supporting it. I think. Sorry, go on.
No.
You go on.
Who supported it? That's what I'm saying. I think
There's nothing you can do.
You need to go back online and have a look. Like,
There's nothing you can do. It's done, isn't it? Like,
There's an uproar from people. I think where I think a lot of people are very upset, and rightfully so. It's more to do with how the people that had been at Choice and had given their heart and soul to that station for many years, how they were treated, how they were dealt with, how their shows just got ripped out of their hands, and all that kind of backstabbing. I was in and among it, you know, and seen it years ago, but how they've been dealt with now, to me, is disgusting. And I think that's partly why people are also upset. That
the worst case of that is the 279 without
doubt. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just so disrespectful and undignified.
But saying that, also Casey only found out 5 minutes she went in before doing her last show.
The reason why I said it was the most disrespectful thing is because of the history between Westwood and 279. That to me was like, rah. My man's been there for about 20 years. I don't know too many people that can work for an organisation for practically the same amount of time as that organisation has been running, and then they be treated like that unless they've done something really terrible at their job.
That's what Radio
for them to do that, and then for them to turn around and say, "Oh, we didn't really know about the history between the two of them." Of course you knew.
Oh, is that what they said? But didn't they do that with Westwood though? He was at Radio 1.
But nobody came in that he didn't get on with to take his spot.
But the thing is, that's what you've got. I think when everything is motivated by how much money something can generate. I think we were before the debate. We were talking about France and they're more motivated by certain cultures are more motivated by like a good product or like having the best possible thing. I think in America, and we have it here as well, it's more pure capitalism. So people are like they're just motivated by money. So okay, Westwood doesn't get along with him. If he's got to go, okay, who makes the most revenue? Okay, cool. See you later. That's it. That's
what it's gonna come down to.
There's no quality control.
I get all of that, but I just can see, like, if I was him, I'd be pissed. That's like Funkmaster Flex getting fired, and then they're bringing in Charlamagne to take his place. Can you imagine? That would.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, like,
I would like that still.
He's hilarious, but I'm just thinking.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah.
As a last question, just to round things up, do you think it's cool the timing that they done it? They launched this whole thing during Black History Month.
I'd even give it
allow it.
Do you know what? Right? I don't even think they gave it a second thought. You got to understand, these people don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Like we represent less than 1% of the population.
Yes,
true that.
Like they don't. They didn't put. I said less. Is it less than 5?
Saying, give us a bit more.
Are you counting all mixed race as well?
Come on, we have to script.
Like, we need them, all right?
You know what I mean?
Sorry. I just always thought it was 1%.
Imagine, let's not get into that. That's political. Hey, bring it back to radio.
Bring it back, please.
But what I'm trying to say is I don't think they did the research. I don't think they would have known it was Black History Month. I don't think they did it to piss people off.
Nah, come on. They must have known October is Black History Month.
That's one of the Illuminati triangles.
They may not have done it to piss people off, but they definitely knew.
You think so?
Or if they knew
something. Alright, what month are we in October? So what happens in October?
No, I don't think they thought like
anyway,
that.
and they bypassed it. They knew and they just bypassed it.
It's the third quarter of the year before Christmas comes up. It's just the time you could do it. Yeah, that's not. They don't care about
that. No, it could be Black History Year and they would still do it. They don't care.
Because that Christmas advertising revenue is nice.
Alright.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think it's anything
So it's a build up for that. Do you know what I mean? It's not there.
I just think it's ironic though. It happened in October, but I don't think it was a deliberate thing because I don't think they thought that far ahead.
That's one of the people that see triangles and call everything Illuminati. Whoever tweeted that, whoever tweeted that, you're one of them man there. You know what I'm saying? When you're weed and you're late night YouTube, I hear you.
Do you know what it is,
It's
bro?
Black History Month, you know. I know what them are not on.
They're trying to shut
Trying to play that pitbull every minute, fam. Watch. I'll do that now, fam. Yeah, man, you should.
I'm the voice behind the camera. I'm there during the debates, not just on the confessionals on the stairs. And if you do want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
I don't think that she's found a black guy, fucked him, and then thought, oh, let me start twerking.